Hey everyone, welcome to our Power Hour on entrepreneurship and community building through art and design. I'm Elizabeth Choice. I'm the Senior Manager of Education at Young Entrepreneur Institute. I am really excited about today's Power Hour. I've actually really been anticipating this one. And I really think that the speakers and resources for today are going to get you thinking about new and creative ways to bring entrepreneurial mindset skills into your programming using many different methods to integrate nutrition, clothing design, community outreach, and so much more into all that you do. Our music today was the song When I Paint My Masterpiece by Bob Dylan. I really like the creativity and imagination expressed in this song, as well as the culture and vision of his surroundings conjured up by Dylan as he sings. On this first slide, we had you share where you're joining from, what grades or ages you work with. Hopefully, we have an array of locations and levels. It's always nice to kind of see the variety um, for the resources that we highlight, kind of how different people from different places and different levels can use all the things that we talk about. I know we didn't, I got Virginia and the east side of Cleveland, pre-K to 8 space. Feel free to keep, Texas, K-12. Feel free to keep adding that in the chat. Also, any questions or comments as we go, you can add in the chat. We can answer some of those questions as we go, or if there is time at the end, we can answer some of those questions too. I see El Paso, Texas, Missouri, North Central Ohio, junior achievement, um, fourth grade through 12th grade. So this is great. We kind of have a little bit of everything. And again, feel free to keep adding in the chat as we go. I do want to mention that we do partner with the online platform Yippee, which has many resources available, including offerings that will be shared today. These can be purchased via points for educators. It's a grant-funded source for many types of materials and resources for educators, both in and out of school time. So if you have not yet investigated or registered on the Yippee website, please stay on at the end of the hour. We can give you more information, answer questions. These, because it's grant funded, it is free to you. So when we say purchase with points, that is free to you, and we can explain more about that at the end of this hour. If we could get the agenda slide, I can talk a little bit about what we will see today. So we're going to start by hearing from Jada Hobson from Destination Dream Foundation. Jada was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and is a graduate of Kent State University. She is the CEO of the Indie Group, LLC, and founder of the Destination Dream Foundation. Jada represents individuality within the arts, and her organization serves as a platform for young artists and creatives to express themselves through fashion design, visual arts, and entrepreneurship. After Jada, we will hear from doctors Jess and Jenn Macklin. Jenn and Jess co-founded Hands on Health, a nonprofit promoting heart health education through practical lifestyle changes like nutrition, exercise, and heart health screenings. Motivated by personal losses from heart disease and treating patients as young as 14 years old for high blood pressure, they developed engaging multi-generational programs in Northeast Ohio, including the Wealthy Heart and the health science labs in local schools and community-based organizations. Combining their experience of growing up in their family's entertainment community company with their passion for health, Hands on Health's programs embody a party with a purpose vibe while celebrating and enhancing the heart health of families and communities. And after these terrific speakers, we will hear from an educator point of view with input from Pam Spremulli. Pam is a graphic illustrator currently teaching at the Cleveland Institute of Art and previously an elementary school art teacher as well. She has experience in design illustration in addition to her art education background. She has been extensively exhibited and published and has current projects that connect her classroom with entrepreneurial mindset thinking and community interaction in ways that may inspire you to brainstorm for your own programming. Just a quick reminder that we are recording this session, and the recording, slides, and links from this Power Hour will be sent to you after the program. Like I said before, please feel free to ask questions during the presentation in the Zoom chat. I see, oh, thank you all for continuing to add where we get to see you all from. So, Jada, with no further ado, would you like to start us off?
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for that introduction. Hello, everybody. I feel like I know a few people on here, but I don't think I know most of you. So, my name is Jada Renee. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm gonna send two links to the chat real quick just so you guys can see what I do. So, the first one is the link to our website so you can see what we do with the kids in fashion design. And the second is for our art studio in Cleveland, Ohio. So I'll talk a little bit about the art studio first. So the like she said, the for-profit I have is called the Indie Group LLC. So technically, I've been in business with both my for-profit and my nonprofit for about 15 years now. So the for-profit started when I was like 19 years old at Kent State University. So I kind of got inspired by the artist community where I was at in Kent State. At the time, it was just not a lot of black creatives and was not a lot of black spaces for us to create. So I think that it's different now, but back then it was just a little, me trying to navigate and find where the cool spaces were at. And then I realized that they didn't even exist. So I think my platform kind of started to elevate by just creating that space for artists to kind of commune and understand where to, create their energies. So I started to kind of cultivate my brand through like finding cool spaces and throwing events and figuring out how to find the cool artists and what their platforms, they wanted to be elevated on. And then that kind of elevated into marketing those artists because as I got deeper into the arts, I understood that we as a generation, we have all this talent, but we don't really know how to profit off of the talent. And we're not really guided and educated properly on how to package that talent to profit from it. So I think that just watching my friends in college and me being a creative of all different sorts, I kind of got into the marketing on that end, and then it transcended after I graduated from college, and I kind of led that into what I do with the youth work in Cleveland. So for the Destination Dream Foundation, it actually started as a YouTube series in college. So while I was working with all those cool friends and doing things with the artists, I actually had a web series called Destination Dream. And I would interview these artists and talk to them about what their destination dream was after we graduated from college, meaning you're doing, I don't know, music. And, do you see yourself doing music after you graduate? Do you want to get signed to a label, stuff like that? And then it kind of elevated into me seeing how the youth were growing up back then and just kind of like misguided and not really understanding where to put their artistic endeavors and how to actually like profit from them because I feel like if I'm a 90s baby just for clarity. So I feel like if in the 90s someone or a few people, mentors or educators or whoever would have pulled me and a couple of people from my generation to the side to just tell us that certain artistic dreams were actually possible if we were to plan properly, if we were to learn the financial structure of those things creatively or not, or just how to simply use your artist brain and your business brain at the same time to create an actual entrepreneurship lifestyle for yourself. I think that a lot of people in my generation, just in terms of the art specifically, we will feel more confident and we would just be better off without the starving artist notion being like a main thing that we hear, that artists don't make money. So I think just growing up in that climate inspired me to understand how to like attach to the youth now. And they're growing up in totally different climates in terms of technology. So I think that they have way more just access that we did. So I think just my knowledge of what I learned in college, how I just know how to be an entrepreneur and how to run a business is more effective with the kids now because they're literally looking for how to profit from their art. So I don't know if y'all click these links, but The second link, like I said, was about a property. So I'll tell y'all a backstory real quick because my story is very long, but I will not tell the whole thing. But for the property for the indie art house, technically I've been running Destination Dream Foundation for I would say like 5 years now, but it was all just kind of like freelance working with kids inside of schools in terms of CMSD school system, just getting contracts with different schools and going to their places and doing these workshops. And then we realized that we had a high demand for those workshops and that we needed a space, but I had no knowledge of, even kind of like what to do or where to go about that. And then randomly, my grandparents' property was up for sale in the Cleveland area in the Buckeye community, and an investor wanted to offer. I'm not sure if anyone's privy with real estate or anything on this call, but an investor wanted to offer 8,500 for the property. So that's very low, if any of y'all know. But based on the area, properties are going anywhere from lowest probably 20,000, highest maybe 45,000. So him offering 8,500 was kind of low and a bit disrespectful. So at the time, I was into real estate and I had an Airbnb kind of like as my entrance into real estate. Because outside of what I do with this nonprofit, I'm really big on artists having space, whether that's space to create, space to live and work. I'm just like trying to connect those dots in Cleveland. That's what I do outside of the youth work. So I had an Airbnb. We still have it where artists can get in there, live for short term, or we have a tenant right now who's been there for like a year. But we were literally looking for space and they were about to sell my grandparents' house and I matched this guy's offer. So once we got the property in 2020, we kind of let it sit. It's in an area where I wouldn't personally put a tenant in that area, but it could definitely be used to revitalize the community. So that's what we did. So we used the property. Oh, thank you. So we use the property to serve as this kind of beacon of light space in this residential area, which is Forest Avenue, in the Buckeye area. And like I said, it's a residential street. So we're the only property that kind of doesn't operate as a regular house. But inside of the house, like if you guys click that video, you'll see the whole tour. But inside of that house, it's different areas for you to create, just have a safe space. All of the bedrooms are now renovated into art spaces. So we have a fashion design studio inside of there, a music studio, a gathering space, kind of like a meditation room as well. And then our thank you. And then our basement is gonna be remodeled into an official fashion design studio. I'm coming from Kent State, so I'm coming from all of the fashion design kids. We had the fashion design school. It's still number 3 in the world. So I'm coming from seeing how the aesthetics are in the actual fashion world and how you can actually, in terms of street fashion, what we like to call fast fashion, how these kids can actually attach to that as just a instant connection to use their hands, one, to understand how to create a concept, and then how to actually be hands on with it, and then how to sell it in an area that's not so competitive, because I'm on your mom's street or your dad's street or your grandma's street. Usually these kids are coming from the neighborhood, and we've expanded from outside, just doing things into the house, into doing this fashion workshop in different schools as well. So that's just like a little bit of my story, but if I had more time, I would, take up the whole time. But yes, I love what I do. I love the area that we're at. We have what we call the Be Happy Block Party. It's our annual block party that we do for our space to bring light to the area, but also bring light to the space. So every year we do this block party. It's July 19th this year, so I could send a link for that too. But yeah, we have a tour all day. People are touring the space. It's like murals from over 20 different artists inside of the space. So it's covered in murals, and it's literally just like an art house. So yeah.
Well, and we do have a little extra time, Jada, if you, I mean, I know that you included your links to I think the YouTube is probably your tour of Indie House,
Hmm.
right? And then I know you have the link to the Destination Dream um, workshops that you
Yeah.
do. Do you want to talk about the product on Yippee that's
Oh
the
my
the
God.
workshop that you offer?
Yeah, for sure. So the workshop on Yippee is strictly for our fashion design. So it's literally like we shout out to Yippee because we just got booked to do Cleveland Heights High School. So this Friday I'll actually be doing our tie-dye workshop with them. So we'll be tie-dyeing socks with those students. But yeah, so we do anything from t-shirt design, with our mini heat press machines that we have, and we'll do like, patches on t-shirts, or like, just standard presses of different things, logos that they create. They're creating all the logos. I'm using the software mostly, but they're creating the logos, they're creating the concepts, they're grabbing the colors, and we're just, helping them print at that point. But usually they kind of take it over because it's very easy for them to learn. So usually I start, and maybe, like, I don't know, the rest of the class, they just take it over from there. But literally hands-on fashion design inside of the classroom. So it's usually one session, but this school booked me for 2 sessions, so I'll be there for, like, I think 2 classes that day. But yeah, I literally come to the school with all the supplies. Either it's t-shirts, or like this school wanted socks, so whatever, they want to do. And then I'm coming with my either my heat presses, or a couple of patches or whatever. But I'm just letting them kind of freestyle it. And that's just strictly because that's how I learned. I think everybody teaches fashion design in this space differently. So I think that the thing that makes me kind of different and stand out is the fact that I'm not so pressure pointed on, what to do. Cause like I learned all this stuff through street fashion literally in my room as a kid at their age. So I think that's how they can connect, and we can just, yeah, exactly. That's me too. Like, so we
Oh
can
no,
kind of connect.
I think she means that's her from Cleveland Heights.
Oh,
That's who
wow,
booked
that's
you.
great. Oh my God, that is you. Hi.
So
Yay.
no, and I think
Yes.
it's so wonderful too. I think even if you these educators are on from all over the country, right? We had
Wow.
from Texas and Missouri, but I think just hearing
Oh
this,
my gosh, how
we as
amazing.
educators brainstorm, right? And we're hearing all of these things. So just to give ideas of how to let these creative outlets, we can think of ideas and of how we can use this in any of the programming, and just ideas to bring this into the spaces, that whatever spaces, and let this kind of energy flow,
Thank
and
you
things
so
that they can
much.
do and bring in. So, but yeah, this is actually the person that you're going to
That's
see.
crazy. I just got shy all over again. But yes, to Sheila, she said, "Do we do virtual?" Yes, I do. So we just actually
There you
finished
go.
a virtual workshop with a juvenile detention center in San Diego. So we taught their boys how to create a clothing brand. And literally it was probably the most like fun experience I've ever had virtually. Like they were so excited. But yeah, they just created a brand literally for the last like 2 months we've been working with them, and they just finished last Saturday.
All right. So anybody and everybody should get on and do this. Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was fabulous.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. And Jenn and Jess, you two are up next. Do you want to share about what you have been doing and what you have to offer?
Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm Jen. I'm Jess. Hey India, good to see you. She does have a wonderful product. We had the pleasure of being in a cohort with her before. So congrats again, India, on all the amazing work that you're
Yes,
doing.
congratulations. It's great to see you.
Okay, so we are the co-founders of Hands on Health. If you haven't noticed just yet, yes, we are cousins. I'm kidding,
We're
we're twins.
twins.
And we are the co-founders of Hands on Health. We are a heart health organization that's on a mission to help families live longer and healthier lives together through heart health nutrition and STEM.
Yes, so we are the co-founders. You said we're from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Went to Cleveland Heights High School. So hi to the person from Cleveland Heights. And we're also Kent State graduates, and we're first generation Kent State graduates, first generation college students overall in our family. And we went to get our doctorate of pharmacy in Chicago. I was elected class president.
And I was class vice president.
And
And
we say that because we were very shy when we were growing up, but our parents taught us to just tell people what you're doing. People like to support you. You can't be shy. And from that moment, we hit the ground running. We get ourselves out there. And growing up in our family's business, we knew business was the way to go for ourselves because you have the autonomy to make changes how you see fit in communities.
yes, so with our profession, although we're pharmacists by trade, we like to put patients over profits and also keep people out of the pharmacy versus pushing medication. So through Hands on Health, we get the wonderful opportunity to do that not only for our families, but for communities locally in Cleveland and across the nation.
Yes, so through our organization, we have the excellent opportunity to be able to go to school districts. We are now contracted in 3 school districts in Cleveland, which is Cleveland Heights, go Heights, South Euclid Lyndhurst, as well as the CMSD, which is the Cleveland Municipal School District area.
Mhm. We did prepare slides because just like Elizabeth may know, we will talk a long time about things we're passionate about, and heart health is one of them. So we invite you to watch our short presentation about our business, which is hands-on health. And what we like to do for our business portion of it is called What's Poppin' Entrepreneurs. And this is our way to be able to check in on classrooms and students as well as churches and things to see what's up, but also to get them interested in careers in entrepreneurship.
And can you all see our screen? Okay,
Okay,
perfect. We see you. Okay, so our journey, as we said, we started as first generation college graduates, and we went on to we actually won a scholarship, which was very rewarding for us and independent women in pharmacy. Our goal initially was to have our own pharmacy, but then we thought, instead of having patients at the end of their line to get medications, let's jump to the front of the line and do preventative care versus reactive care. That's how Hands on Health was started. And then we took the leadership roles as being managers at our local businesses. We only work in independent pharmacies because we said entrepreneurship is our key to our, I think, success. So you won't find us in the big box store. You'd always will see us in a pharmacy owned by families. And we are licensed in 4 states, which is Ohio, New York, New Jersey, and Wisconsin. So with that experience, everywhere we go, we know that heart disease and contributing factors to heart disease is not just a state by state or an age by age. It's literally everyone can be affected by it.
Every 36 seconds, someone in this country dies of a heart-related event. And it's so crazy to think we've been talking for, what, 4, maybe 3 minutes now? That means 6 people passed away just in that time, and they don't have to. And the crazy thing about it is, it's not people that are in their 70s and 80s. These are people that are suffering from heart disease that are in their teens, even into their early 20s and 30s. So Hands on Health is here to solve that issue as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so let's bring our education outside of the clinic walls. So we like doing national TVs. We had an opportunity to work 4 seasons with Dr. Oz when we lived in New York City. We also did the Steve Harvey shows. And as Jess showed you in the corner, she was making specific medications through compounds. And we wanted to make sure that we weren't just attacking the older generation. Our passion is to help the students in schools because when you know better, you do better. So, in the schools, we have a great program where we talk about our product, and our product is health science labs. We teach students nutrition through STEM, which allows them to see themselves as health professionals. They don't have to be a pharmacist or a physician or anything like that, but having the mindset that a healthy body helps you make healthier decisions. So, we talk about our product, our challenges, and also our strengths with the students through our program. And the science labs is like a party with a purpose. Each time we come with our program, the labs are designed to have a theme. So what you have here now is called What's Poppin' because we make popcorn from scratch, which is 2 ingredients, a popcorn bag and seeds.
And Jen, why do you pick popcorn?
Because it's high in fiber, high in antioxidant, low in calories, and low in your pockets.
Yes, you can get a whole bottle of popcorn seeds for about $3, and that makes about 20 bags of popcorn for any family that would love to have a healthy snack that's also fun. Plus, you get to dress it up. You can add a dash of sugar and a dash of salt, and we do say sugar and salt. Hey, twins, that's not healthy, but it's all about moderation, moderation, moderation. We are very practical in our approach when we give products to people, and we got a great feedback on the product. So with our STEM kits, you also get a chance to try what the popcorn tastes like, but the students get the opportunity to make their own. They get to munch, market it, their product.
Yes. So our program also has various STEM-based products that we offer. So this young gentleman here, he's dressed the part because our students are always dressed the part. We feel if you can see it, then you can be it. So we're very hands-on, hence hands-on health. But so these students here are making fruit water, and this one is Taste the Rainbow. Students love to eat sugary things, and it's okay, but we talk about moderating how. So this student here was looking at the effects of the sugar coming off of Skittles, hence Taste the Rainbow. In this lab, they actually make fruit water as an alternative to have fruit and the nice colors, but also you get to have hydration without having so much sugar. So we give them small packets of Skittles to show them a portion size, and once it's gone,
It's gone.
Okay. And then we also have green smoothies, and the students love dressing the part to make different recipes that is on the food assistant budget. So there's no barrier saying I can't eat healthy because of this kind of cost involved. And
It's such a cool scene when we go into the schools and the kids get to wear their white coats, their lab goggles. all the science garb, and they say, hey, look at me, I'm scientist Jeffrey, or look at me, I'm Dr. Morgan. And it's really cool because they get to see themselves now and in the future of being healthcare professionals and advocates. And we love to take it a step further for them to be healthpreneurs just like we are.
Yes, and through the awesome platform of Yippee, we are very blessed for the opportunity to be accepted with our program. So our product in the schools, we actually come in person or a virtual talk, and we talk about our journey as seeing what you want to be and having the confidence to do it and just going for it. And we ask people to take a healthy approach to whatever you're doing. So we always bring a sample of popcorn for the students as we pop in on them to talk about our journey through entrepreneurship, and we encourage them to do the same.
And we also love to make sure that if you're going to be an entrepreneur, make sure that you're physically, but also mentally prepared to do the work of an entrepreneur. I'm not for sure how many on this call are entrepreneurs, but it definitely is no off days. There can be sad days, there can be happy days, but it's all about how you prepare yourself in a healthy way to be able to go through that. And
we've gotten so much great feedback from our time with Yippee that our educators are asking for a secondary thing where the students can make their own popcorn, and we call it marketing and munch. So thanks to Chrissy and
Emily and Nadia over at Yippee, the
yeah.
second component has been approved.
So we'll be updating that as well. So if you are not on Yippee, please consider signing up for a chance to be sponsored to have not just our product, but also lots of other people, just like India is on there as well. So to keep ourselves on track, that is our slideshow. And we thank you for listening to our presentation.
And we both talk fast because we're super excited. So if anything that you did not hear, please put it in the comments. And we'll also link the website to our link to our website in the chat so that you can see more about what Hands-on Health does throughout our communities.
Thank you.
This is great. Thank you both. And this is a great connection with community and nutrition and STEM. But I love that, like, colorful and the marketing and all of those components too. This is a great way to lead kids through the whole process. So, and fabulous, and congrats on that secondary component too. So awesome. Great. All right. And now, Pam, would you like to share some of your insights and projects too?
Sure. This is a tough act to follow. You guys are fabulous. I'm very humbled. I'm an arts educator, and I spent a lot of time in the industry world in graphic design. Most recently, I'm teaching at the Cleveland Institute of Arts. So I'm at college level right now, and I work in a lot of different mediums, but one of my passions is murals. And I wanted to share a project with all of you guys. It starts with community and passion. So I'm sharing with you a project that I did in Cleveland, in Midtown Cleveland. There's a new center there called the Midtown Collaboration Center, which houses many fabulous startup organizations that help young entrepreneurs pursue their passion. And it was built with care and thought. And because CIA, the Cleveland Institute of Art, is having a portion of their classrooms there, they reached out to us to create murals for the space and use the students in the creation of the murals. So I had Elizabeth has some slides that she's going to help me share, and I'm going to share this project with you and how I think passion and community building really helps you kind of be successful in your world. So initially the charge was, okay, let's lead a class, use your students, encourage your students what it takes to create a mural. Well, I went further into this because this neighborhood is our neighborhood in itself. We're in University Circle. This is the Huff neighborhood. It's just down the street, Midtown, and then it connects to downtown Cleveland. We are all so close to one another, but yet we've all been kind of, this community has been marginalized, and we don't really realize what's in the community. And I thought, well, we can't just come into this community and be like, oh my God, we're putting up a mural. You know, it's something beautiful, but that has no connection with the people that are living in this community. So this is a mural that was designed, actually, I'm kind of speaking ahead of myself, that I'll go back to the actual project. So what we did is I organized with the Midtown, they have a Midtown like a office space there that encourages all the little towns that are within Midtown. So it's Asia Town, Huff, and and with the Cleveland Foundation, we all came together and met in the community. So I brought my students down. These are students that are either freshmen to seniors in college, but this is something at an advanced level, or even talk about community art with a K to 12, because I worked in K to 5, and this is something that I could even encourage my students to do in bringing the children into the community. So understanding what you're creating for, understanding the challenges of the community, talking to the people in that community. I don't live in Huff neighborhood. If I walk in there, I understand what people are going to think, and I want to break those barriers and understand them just as much as and feel a safe ground for everyone, to not just think, hey, we're going in and we're going to put this thing up here and not understand your story. So to really understand the community that you're working in and who you're creating for. We met with so many people in that community. We did a tour with the community. If Elizabeth, if you could go down to the like end, I think did you add those 2 more pictures in there? The very end one, the last one, the one below that, the League Park one.
Hold on. Sorry. It's like I'm clicking on it. Hold on.
There it is.
I mean, I'm on it. One moment, please.
Okay. So when this picture comes up, this is the entire group that walked around the neighborhood. We sat down at League Park, which is in Huff. It's the first baseball field that was in Cleveland. So like the Cleveland Spiders played there, and it still exists. And there's this cool little museum there that's incredible. So we all met in there, and community members that live there, neighborhood community members, and also people who have businesses within Huff community came and talked with our students. So they put a presentation on, and we talked with all the people that were there. Our students had one-on-one conversations with everyone, and then we walked through the neighborhood. We went to Dunham Tavern. There's this cool little winery there. There's some cool art spaces there. And then also, while we were walking through the neighborhood, we were joined by people just kind of off the street. So there was a young gentleman that was kind of a peer to my students age-wise, that really talked about what it was growing up there, and like, oh, where are you guys from? Oh, I didn't know you guys were right down the street. Let me tell you what it's like to grow up here. So you can see in this picture here are all the key players. We had the Cleveland Foundation involved, Midtown Cleveland. We had Robinson, who does excellent community mural work all over Cleveland and beyond. And then we had Lamar Abner, who's in the red. He grew up in the Huff neighborhood, and he brought his little daughter to come walk around. And here are my students all around, really understanding. They were passionate, they were compassionate. They learned a lot about Cleveland, and vice versa. The neighborhoods, there is some local neighbors. We went to their house. We all created this friendship, and we realized that everybody had the same passion of love and family and uplifting from within, and not just coming in and taking over. So this is the group that I worked with. And then if you go to the slide above this one, if it's going to be so hard.
No, it's because so it froze, so that I
Okay.
had to just go back and pull. It's okay.
Okay.
I just had to pull them out from you sending it, so I can totally do it. I just couldn't do it the way that I had it, so it's no problem.
All right.
One moment, please.
So
I just have to
guys,
stop and redo it.
that's all right.
Yep.
So with the community, this is something like I would even do with younger students, is bringing them out and understanding where they are. So this was a great lesson for my, I say kids, they're young adults, but this was a great lesson for them, because we worked constantly back and forth in it. Also, we put together a presentation, an artist statement, and they really had deep thoughts into what their design was. So at that point, when we had everything put together, the class did a formal presentation to the community members. And again, if you see some of the youth from that Huff neighborhood came in and really worked with the students. So this is all of them putting on the presentation. And then one mural was chosen. There was actually two to go on the facade of Midtown Collaboration Center that the community and the community, they have like a meeting. They all voted on it. So we have that. But within this time frame, I met Lamar, and Lamar again is a young man that grew up in Huff, and he never had a voice. These I guess with community entrepreneurship, I feel creatively is we have to put ourselves out there, and what better way to do that with art? And he was able to be connected with this group, and he felt safe, and his message was heard. And as we were going through this, I realized there was another wall in the building, and I asked the Cleveland Foundation. I said, "Hey, will you give space to Lamar to design a mural?" So if we go back up into this, so the person that grew up in Huff, have you been there? It is incredible. I mean, I'm in love with that neighborhood now. So they said yes. And then Lamar and I have built this beautiful friendship. He was very, very passionate about what he wanted his voice heard. He is a designer, so I would love to put him in touch with Indie Media. He does a lot of fashion design, and we work together to create a mural. When I started working with him, the passion of him to put himself out there was unbelievable. And I love him so much because he was not afraid to be like, "Hey, I want to be a part of this. Hey, I want to tell my story." So I worked with him to create a mural. In the process, he is an excellent design thinker, and we worked together because I had the design, drawing, illustration skills to bring his thought process to life. He's the main character on here. I illustrated it, but his story is what is defined. So not only did he become acquainted with all the people that are in the Midtown Collaboration Center, but the Cleveland Foundation, he also is a part of the community that lives in there, and he's still encouraging those communities to come out and be a part of this, to uplift themselves from within. The mural itself, if you go back, I know we had to go back to this. There's one picture of all the community members that we worked really close with. The mural just went up, so we all came together at the Midtown Collaboration Center and celebrated. So we could put up the one, I guess, because you have to go back and forth, maybe just the main one.
You want of the community members? Like you
We
with the community
could
members or the mural?
just do the mural,
Okay.
since you have to go back and forth.
Sorry. It's
the
yeah,
cool.
I don't know why it just keeps freezing.
That's okay. We love technical difficulties.
It like only wants to show one at a time. So. This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the mural. This is a mock-up of it, but it is up there now. And this is through Lamar's sketches. It was that connection and that passion that really brought his voice here. And this is a true voice of the community. So he did some sketches about how important it is to understand where the neighbors are coming from, and the value of brotherhood, and the value of being a good father. And these are views from his mind. So as you see in the center, that's a silhouette of him and his daughter. And then on the side, it's the talk of brotherhood and being still a part of the community, because there is the struggle that if you feel that you get too successful, the community kind of is like, "Oh, you kind of lost us." And then if you stay there, then you can't be successful. So it's a continuous battle for a neighborhood that I never really had the privilege of understanding. And I was like, to hear things that are right in front of them that we don't understand, that they don't feel they have access to, or we feel that we don't have access to their community, when in reality we do. So then the silhouette inside the big black silhouette is his child's mother. The silhouette inside the male side is him. And then the backgrounds are just the elders of the community looking at one another and understanding the value of the community. And there's words that intertwine between them that were statements from the community about uplifting and strength and working together. And this project, amongst others, not only developed an amazing friendship between many people with myself, but it also broke down some misperceptions, or just because nobody was familiar of how we can help one another in whatever we do. And I wish I knew indie media before coming into some of these projects, because I have been following you for a long time, and what you're doing with the children and creating a space for them is fabulous. And it's all about trying to connect people. And I think that's important from wherever we are. And creativity is a resource to help this, and not to think of it as like we're coming in making something beautiful, but really understanding and telling a story that can be heard. And I hope, like, Lamar is still friends. We want to try to get together and do more stuff together. There's so many great grants out there from the Assembly for the Arts, and even Land Studio. These are excellent organizations that really, really push forward and trying to help everyone involved. And artwork is such a beautiful way to take that step into different 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 avenues in many ways, like the creative ways that hands-on health is introducing, like workshops and lesson plans and having the jackets on. All these little creative touches really help bringing people together and put them into, they make it more real. And I think creativity in general, art is an excellent way to start those relationships, to push forward and bring people together. That is kind of more free. I don't know if it's free, but it's like, I don't know. I'm getting off topic, but I love what I do. I love artwork, and I love art, and I love having everyone have their say within a piece. And doing murals, I think, really does that and connects people in more ways than one. So that's my
Yeah. I think just right at the end there, Pam, you hit kind of a thread that everybody from Jada to Jess and Jenn and you, kind of this thread, and actually what hit me as I talked with all of you and connected everybody. I'm going to stop sharing, but what connected all of this as I talked to all of you and put this together, is that the passion and the connection and the creativity, of allowing the kids in the programs to find their voice, find their creative spark, and follow it. Like Jada mentioned at the far beginning, to allow them to find that path to follow their interests is what we are all trying to allow in this entrepreneurial journey, right? And allow them to find what they are interested in and pursue that to the money making, not the starving artist, right? Whatever it is that they are interested in, whether it is clothing design or murals on the side of a building or nutrition and creating marketing and branding, or whatever it is finding that interest, that spark that you can go on and on and on and talk about, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 3 hours or whatever, that you get passionate about, like all of you have today, that you just want to talk and share and find those connections, find the community connections, find the connections in your schools, in whatever community you're in, and that's just overflowing, and you all have these giant smiles on your faces. And that's how I felt when I met you, when I talked to you, when I reconnected with you. Pam and I used to teach together. But when I find out what you are doing, or doing now, and just seeing where we are connecting and where we are smiling and what we're bringing to these kids. And I think that that's why everybody's on this power hour today, is just to find that spark and what we can be inspired to do, and what any of you are sharing that we can then take back, and that these educators can take back to their programming. And, hopefully that spark kind of kindles, that seed is planted, and your brains are whirring and spinning, and you can't sleep tonight because you're just thinking how you can take this back to your programming, as you finish out the school year or start your summer program, or whatever out of school time you're doing. Hopefully that's what you take with you. So thank you all so much. This was an incredible power hour. Any questions or comments, please feel free. I am going to just make a couple announcements before we run out of time real quick here. Our next power hour is Wednesday, June 11th. That is going to be focused around books of all, there's different kinds of books and guides and activity things to use in your programming. So there will be announcements on that, but it's Wednesday, June 11th. And then everyone here today can receive 200 Yippee points for attending the Power Hour. The points and funds are available to everyone here without any restrictions or geographic restrictions or anything. I'll put the code for those points in the chat in just a moment. Also, we're always curious about how we're doing. We value your feedback. I'm going to put a link to a survey for any positive or negative comments about today's session. I'll put that in the chat here too. And all of those codes and links will also be in the follow-up email, but I'll put that here right now. And then also, we want to remind you that we work in the youth entrepreneurship space. We want to connect with you. Please reach out to us. We want to work with you any way that we can help you find the right resources or create the right resources for you. Please don't be shy to reach out for us to us for any of that. Again, thank you to all of our speakers. Thank you all of our educators for coming. Please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you to my fellow speakers. You were fabulous, and I want to be in touch with you guys, please.
And sorry, Eileen has an announcement, so sorry.
It's a YEI announcement. Many of you who are on our email list may have seen that we are now taking educator registrations for our out-of-school time pitch challenge. Our out-of-school time pitch challenge is open nationwide to summer programs and out-of-school education programs. We're very inclusive. If you want more information, get in touch with us, visit our website. Marissa, who I saw on here, but she is out of town, so I don't know if she can wave hello. She is our program manager for this wonderful program, and she continues to send out messages and offer workshops, consulting, and information sessions for those who are curious about our pitch resources and our pitch challenge.
Thank you.